Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I will be talking about the books that I read in October. I'm gonna do a October reading wrap up, and I feel like I read quite a few. I read quite a lot compared to the previous month. I was in a reading slump. I read 2 books, but now I think I read around 8, and I have 4 physical books and 4 ebooks, and I'm gonna talk about every single one of them. I'm gonna give you guys my opinions for the books and the ratings and everything else. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and we're gonna start. So starting off with the first book, I read Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I don't like this book. I rated it like 2 stars. It was so boring for me. Like, I understand the things that are happening in this book, and I probably could recall a few things that happened in this book. Like, I read it very quickly. I read it in like a day because I was just skimming, and I understand things, but it was just like not fun. I don't know, I just don't feel attached with the characters. I feel like this is the worst book in the Shadow and Bone series trilogy, but at least I finished the whole trilogy, so I'm very excited to get into the Six of Crows series duology. Yeah, I just don't like this book. I feel like the Shadow and Bone series is not really my type of series. Like, I just don't get attached with characters. I just can't like it in a way, no matter how much I try to like it. But I feel like I went through the books kind of quickly, very quickly actually. I don't know why, it's just like so easy to read. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense or not. But then the next book I read is one of my all-time favorite books ever, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. So this is a YA romance between Liz and Wes, and I love their romance so much, especially since Wes is just like the sweetest person ever. He is probably like one of my all-time book boyfriends ever. I just love his personality. I love the whole vibe that this book gave me. I didn't actually tab the books, but I did annotate a lot of things. And I love the fact that every time a new chapter starts, there's always going to be like a new movie quote below it. So it's so cool. I love it. And this book also has a lot of Taylor Swift references. So if you're a big fan of Taylor Swift, like me, go ahead and read this book. It's so good. I love how the main character, Liz, just like somehow really reminds me of me, because like the movies that she watches, the books that she reads, and the songs that she listens to, is just like so me. I love it. I don't know. It's so good. I also went through this very quickly, probably like one of the fastest physical books I've ever read, because I don't read physical books that quick. Like, I could read books quickly, but usually it's like ebooks. Physical books is just like so hard to get through for some reason, but this one's not like that. It's so good. If you want a palate cleanser, if you want something fun and easy and light, just read this book. And then I read The Queen's Gambit by Walter Travis. I bought this book because I've heard there's like one TikToker talk about this book. She loves it, and so I was like very intrigued because I watched the show I think like a year ago, and it was so good. I was obsessed with it. Actually, fun fact, I'm rewatching the show right now because I just can't stop thinking about this book, and I just need to rewatch the show. And I realized that I've actually forgotten a lot of scenes from the show, so it's good to rewatch the show. I'm currently in episode 4 or 5, around that. If you haven't watched it, you should. If you haven't read the book either, you should read the book, because I rated this book 5 out of 5. It is so good. I did not expect it, honestly. Like, I went into the book kind of with low expectations, because in my mind, it's a book about a girl playing chess. I just can't imagine how a person could make a book about playing chess fun, but the author manages to do that, and it was so fun. It was so cool. This whole time I was rooting for Beth. She's the main character, and I'm just like so obsessed with her in this book because she's just so cool, beating all of those guys and everything. It was amazing. I love it, and I went through it very quickly. Yeah, you should definitely read this book. I thought it was gonna be kind of like a classic book with fancy words and whatever, but I feel like it's very easy to understand, and I love it. Then I also read It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. Unpopular opinion, I love this book. I've seen so many people just like thinking it was a very normal meh book. I don't agree with them. I think this book is so good. It's so good. Yes, it's not a 5 out of 5, but it's like a 4.5 out of 5. I love it so much. I love Atlas and Lily's relationship so much in this book, and there are so many moments where I just like keep on smiling. I did annotate and put tabs in the book, and I matched the tabs with the cover of the book. I love the cover so much. It's so pretty. So this book is kind of like an epilogue. People kept on saying that it's kind of like a extended epilogue, and I agree with them. It's basically just talking about Lily and Atlas's relationship, as well as Ryle just like messing things up. I still hate him, by the way. I hate him even more in this book, so that's good. I don't care. I don't want to like him at all. I'm so glad that Ryle isn't made into someone like good at the end. Like, he's just like still seen as the villain, as the bad guy, and I think that's the best way to end this book. I'm so sorry for the dog noises. This book is also in both Lily and Alice's point of view, so it's so good. I love seeing Alice's point of view in this book. I feel like and It Ends With Us, I didn't get to see that, and I can't really read Alice's mind. And then in the most non-spoiler way, it doesn't only talk about Lily and Alice's relationship. Basically, it talks a lot about Alice's life as well. And I'm so glad that I get to see that. I thought I wasn't going to be attached to Lily and Alice here. I was already feeling that way, but then like from the middle to the end, I was obsessed with them again. And then my love for them came back after reading a few pages in the book, So those are actually all the physical books, but I have a few ebooks that I read on my Kindle. So we're gonna start with the first one, which is Darling Venom. Darling Venom is the first book that I read in October, I think, and it is crazy. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars, probably 4.5 out of 5. I feel like the ending could have been better. I feel like it's kind of rushed. But the book as an overall, it's so good. It's not just like a normal love romance, whatever. It's a very unique aspect. Like, I did not expect that, but it actually ended up being so good. The romance is between Kate and Charlotte. I don't really remember the girl's name. I think her name is Charlotte. I'm not sure. But it kind of is an enemies to lovers. And also there are a lot of trigger warnings in the book. So make sure to check that out before reading the book. And I just really get the connection between the characters. Like, I feel attached to them, and it was so entertaining. I feel like there isn't a single page where I got bored. It was just always like, the pace is so good and the build-up is also so good. There's nothing else I can say. I kind of forgot the whole plot. No, I remember, but I only remember the major parts, and I don't really remember like the details, but I remember it being so good. So go ahead and read it. Oh, but the book's actually very thick. I think it's like 800 pages long or 700 pages long, but I went through it quickly because I read it in Kindle and I can't really like look at the amount of pages left. Okay, and then the next book I read, actually the next 3 books I read, which is like the last 3 books that I read, is a part of a series by Saint Abbey. So there are 5 books in the series. I've so far read the first 3 and I'm currently reading the 4th book. So the first 3 books, so good. Each book is actually very short, like only 100 pages. So obviously you can read it very quickly, but you can also like read the whole 5 books, bind it into like one book, one thick book. You can do that, but I don't want to do that because I feel like I'll read the book slower. The first book is called The Risk, and then the second one is called Sidetracked, and the third one is called Scarlet Angel. So this whole series, I feel like it's not a normal romance book. So the romance is between a serial killer and an FBI. The FBI's name is Logan, and the serial killer is actually a woman. Her name is Lana, I think. So Lana, she experiences traumatic things in her past. I was so upset and just like mad reading about her past, but basically that kind of changed her. That event that happened in the past kind of changed her, and so she became the serial killer, killing men. Honestly, I know what she did was bad, but I was rooting for her the whole time because I was just like so upset with what happened. I was just like, go Lana, even though I know what she did was like horrible, so horrible. Don't follow her. But I don't know, I feel like in some ways you can really see her as the good guy rather than just like the bad guy. I don't know, it's so weird. It just really messed my head. So Logan, this FBI, he was obviously like searching for the serial killer that has been killing men, but he doesn't know the serial killer is like so good at hiding things. So basically like Lana's like a very skilled serial killer. She is able to not leave a trace of her tracks, and so she's very hard to catch. Then they both, Lana and Logan, started to form a romantic relationship and they kind of fell in love. So the funny part is that this whole time Logan has been literally like trying so hard to find the serial killer, when in fact the serial killer is actually right in front of him. It's his girlfriend. And honestly, like, I've just been so scared the whole time reading the book. Like, I'm so scared that Logan would find out that Lana or his girlfriend's actually the serial killer, and like I don't know what he would do because it's so hard. Like, he fell in love with her, he loves her, and she loves him as well. So it's just so, I don't know, it's so fun. It keeps you on edge. It's very thrilling, and I can't wait to finish the series, honestly. Like, I can't wait to see what happens at the end. But I've been kind of in a slump reading the series. Like, the 4th book is kind of, I don't know, but I'm trying my best to get through it. So as a whole, I'm gonna rate the series like 4 stars. I love it. I love how it's so fast paced, and I swear this series reminds me so much of Criminal Minds. The terms, technical words that are used in this series just really reminds me of like Criminal Minds. Like, the vibe is so similar and I love it. I've been watching Criminal Minds and I'm currently in season 2. So good. Yeah, so those are all all the books that I read in October. I had a lot of fun reading all of these, and I read, as an overall, very good books, except for Rowan and Rising, which I don't like. It's so boring. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I might make a November TBR, maybe. Why not? Because I'm kind of excited. I've been trying to reach my reading goal, which is 70 books this year, and I'm so far in 59 books. So I still need to read like 11 books, which is kind of a lot, I know, but I still have 2 months, and I feel like I can do it. I don't know, I really hope so. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!